couple of things I would tell you concern me from yesterday's game. Some of the things that I'm still trying to figure out that's a little bit annoying to me is Austin Reaves' play yesterday was bad. D'Lo's play yesterday was really bad. The problem with the Lakers is all you really need is one of those two players to come through for you night in and night out. I think Connect had a really, really nice game yesterday. Didn't force anything, had 17 points, but it's the Austin Reaves D'Lo that, hey, those two guys, between those two players, especially now that both those guys, there's a little bit less pressure on them because Dalton Connect is he's finding his groove early in the season, even as a rookie. Both of those guys can't have terrible games. They shot 6 of 22 from the field, both of those guys combined. That's less than 30%. Did that math right in my head? It might be around 30%. From the three-point line between both of those players, they were 2 for 11. All right, stop taking threes. D'Lo took 7 threes in 23 minutes. In 10 minutes of play, or in 23 minutes of play, he took 10 shot attempts. Now, the one thing I'm going to give D'Lo a pass on, he had 6 dimes as well. 6 assists is great in 23 minutes. And, oh, by the way, didn't have a turnover. But just looking at those two stats specifically for me, those two players are why the Lakers lost that game yesterday. Yes, AD missed the free throws. Yes, there were, LeBron and Anthony Davis should have closed out the game. But Reaves missing a couple of free throws, getting that foul or getting that technical foul. D'Lo, like I said, just those stats are awful. 3 of 10, 1 of 7 from the field, and 7 points. There's other players on this team. Okay, can I be upset at Gabe Vincent because he put up another 0, another goose egg? Sure, of course I can. But I'm not really expecting Gabe Vincent to do that much right now. Can I look at Max Christie and say, yeah, Max Christie's got to do more? No, it's Austin Reaves and D'Lo that are the two players that got to do more. So overall, I don't think the world's going to end on this Lakers loss. I really don't. But I also understand, Lakers that are Laker fans out there that are frustrated. But I would move my frustration more towards those two players that I just talked about rather than some of the other guys that we've looked at, or just looking at Anthony Davis and saying, I was reading some of the comments yesterday in the postgame. While I'm doing the postgame, as you guys can imagine, a lot of comments coming in, people coming in and out. It's not the same audience as it is for the Sliwa show. There's some people that primarily just tune into me. They're basically just using me for my Lakers content. You know what I mean? And we have that understanding. There's some people out there that say, Slee, listen, I get it. Appreciate you doing all this other. I just want to hear you talk Lakers. Okay, that's fine. You're on the postgame show. I get it. But I saw some people on there basically calling AD he's a choke artist. This is why he's not going to be MVP. I mean, you guys heard me yesterday. Remember, I was doing the Ringer had their rankings. The Ringer did their player rankings, and the player rankings, they update them as the season goes along. And they put Anthony Davis at number 8 in the NBA. I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's absurd that they would put him at number 8. And even after yesterday, Anthony Davis missed 3 of his last 4 free throw attempts. I still think it would be upset. AD's stat line 39-9 yesterday with 3 block shots. AD's fine. He missed a couple of free throws. He needs to hit those free throws. But it would also help if he gets a little bit of help from that back court. It would also help a little bit that Austin Reaves and D'Angelo Russell do some of the heavy lifting as well. They don't have to do the heavy lifting. Just lift something. It's like those guys, you ever got a U-Haul filled with stuff and you got some of your buddies and everybody's helping you move. And there's one guy that's not lifting anything. I'm like, what? Every time it's like something heavy, he goes off and is like, well, I just got to send a quick text or a call. Why are you here then? That was kind of D'Lo and Austin Reaves yesterday. No heavy lifting at all. All right, let's look at some of your comments here and then we'll keep this going. And I'm going to talk real quick about the game coming up against Denver tomorrow. AR, by the way, I'm going to just throw something here at AR. You're consistent here. You're here, and you're always throwing out super chats. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you for doing so. Thank you very much for doing so. Good morning, Slee. We need new players. Untouchable are AD, DK, and LBJ. The rest shop around. We cannot be the bottom of the league every year. You guys remember this? The last week and a half, 2 weeks, everybody's been talking about Dalton Connect, right? He's taken over the conversation around the NBA, certainly taken over the conversation within the Lakers community. And all these conversations that we've had about him, I remember somebody saying that, Lakers are going to trade him. Dalton Connect's not going anywhere. Trust me on that. That man is not going anywhere. I actually don't think Austin Reaves is going to go anywhere either. I think there's a good chance that Reaves isn't going anywhere. Team friendly contract. He's like 11, 12 million a year. They have him for a number of years, so I don't think he's going anywhere anyways. But after that, yeah, the doors are open. Anyone after that. AR, thank you for the super. I appreciate it. Missed free throws were purely shocking after AD starts at 9. I'm with you. The game was in the bag and was ready to celebrate 7 wins in a row. Gut-wrenching. Okay, I know people are going to say, Slee, you jinxed us. I don't really care. I've had enough jinx, and I think, don't do this. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything to me. Knock on wood, as I knock on wood. I was getting ready for post-game yesterday. I'm not kidding. My YouTube title was already done. I'll tell you exactly what my YouTube title said. It said Lakers over Jazz, and then I was waiting to put the score. It said LeBron and Anthony Davis dominate, and then it also said 7 wins in a row. And then 30 seconds go by, and I'm erasing all of that, panicking to change the entire post-game show. Here's what we got here. I'm not blaming Bron AD, all crazy. They had to do so much because D'Lo and Austin are garbage. Please trade these jealous players. Hey, I'm with you on the if anybody is talking about those two players, it's LeBron and Anthony Davis that lost them the game. LeBron was incredible. Come on, that fourth quarter, hits a couple of threes, get into the basket, that rebound that he got, and that full court pass that he threw to Anthony Davis on a dime. Who is this guy? Is he freaking Patrick Mahomes out there? Whatever it was, those two players were incredible. You have to hit your free throws. You have to. I think everybody, understands that. And I think people are always going to talk about that, but I wasn't too worried about it. All right, let me get a couple more comments here. I want to talk about the game tomorrow against the Denver Nuggets. AD is playing like a beast. Yeah, I don't want to hear anybody bitching and complaining about AD. If you want to bitch and complain about AD, just say this. Hit your free throws at the end of the game. Because that was it. There literally is nothing else to talk about with Anthony Davis. Listen, I'm just saying, I don't think during the timeouts, Rui gave enough high fives. That's all I'm saying. If Rui pulled Austin Reaves and D'Lo to the side. I blame yesterday's loss on Rui. If that's where you guys want me to go with this, that one's on Rui. That one's on Rui right there. All right, let me get one more of these supers in, and then we'll talk about the Denver Nuggets game tomorrow. Both D'Lo and Reaves were gone, and better defenders were in their place. Plus, only D4 was the weak link on the starting 5. Lakers are true contenders. Well, if you're asking me to kind of pick between the two players, which of these two players would you rather get rid of? I'd rather hold on to Austin Reaves, and if I'm shopping one of these guys, I'd rather shop D'Lo before I'm shopping any of these other players. So what I mean by that is D'Lo expiring contract. I do think there are going to be some teams that are interested in him for that. But if you're saying which of the two players would you rather shop, D'Lo or Austin Reaves, I'm shopping D'Lo before I'm shopping Austin Reaves.